What was your first big takeaway from last night?
Well, I think even if you weren't watching the game and if you spend any time on Twitter, you're going to see the headline coming out of any, national media that tweets or puts stuff out there on social, whether it be Sports Illustrated or ESPN or Bleacher Report, that Malik Willis was the talk of the game, at least on the Titans side of things. And when it comes down to it, that really was what we were talking about after the game. I mean, he went to the podium. This is a guy that we didn't even really necessarily expect to start in that first preseason game. I think some people were still thinking Logan Woodside might get the first half. He didn't, and we got to see a lot of the rookie, and Mike Vrabel made it clear that, that was the plan, and they kind of knew earlier on in the week that that was what they were going to do. And overall, when I look at the body of work, and we saw him for a little bit, a few snaps in the second half, but for the most part, it was just the first half body of work that I was looking at. And it took him a second to get in the groove, but then we saw some really special things from him. And when I say special, I mean, we know he's a mobile guy, right? And we know what he can do with his legs. And we saw that with that first touchdown, just the strength of those legs with that spin move to keep the play alive. And you could just tell like he was not going to be denied on that touchdown. I think you just saw when he was getting in and he could have been stopped, that wasn't going to happen. And it was just nice to see kind of that on-the-fly thinking from him. But then you also saw a couple good throws, some crazy stuff with the sidearm throw to Tommy Hudson. I thought that was like a Patrick Mahomes-like type of a play. And I think that there were those bright moments that really encouraged you about this possibly in the future, maybe being the guy that could one day take over at quarterback. But we're still so far away from that. Mike Vrabel said first and foremost, he just wanted to see Malik out there and wanted to see him play. And I think the reason why he actually took him out in the second half is he said he wasn't throwing the ball. And that's one thing that they have to work on. And he admitted it. Malik admitted it. Sometimes I need to think before I move my feet, right? I need to take some time to realize, okay, I need to throw the ball. I don't need to move right away. And that's something he's going to have to continue to work on. But I liked that he knew that, he admitted it. And overall, I just thought it was a good showing for at least his first professional game.
Yeah, and that's the part of it. I was hoping you didn't drop the Patrick Mahomes comparison, but you know what?
Oh, I did, didn't I?
You did.
I say that because it was like one of those unique, like sidearm. You don't see it a ton, and it doesn't necessarily work a ton. So I had to drop it just because, he succeeded in the throw.
Yeah, you heard it first right here. Malik Willis better than Patrick Mahomes at the same age.
Oh, gosh.
With that being said, though, he showed, like you said, some of that playmaking ability. But we were talking about before you came on, Kayla, that look, you can see why he kind of slid a little bit as far as the draft goes. Like, if you're going in the first round, you got to be as close to game ready as possible when it comes down to that. And just seeing his mechanics, watching him bail out a little bit sooner, and especially Vrabel acknowledging that he got pulled because you didn't do what we asked you to do, Kayla. Now we get a little bit of that draft slide understanding, right?
I think so, too. And, look, I know that the draft, let's all admit, every quarterback, when it comes to a draft, is hyped. That every quarterback that at least, is being talked about, is being hyped, is going in the first round.
Yep.
I mean, this happens every single year. A lot of the times, even these high-round pick quarterbacks, they don't end up doing anything in their career. I mean, that's the thing. It's a quarterback show. And so I think it might actually be a good thing that Malik Willis dropped to the third round, is now going to be given a chance without that first round, you have to do this and you have to be ready to be the starter. No, they drafted him knowing that it's going to be a work in progress. But I think it was at least interesting to see that they're willing to put in the work. They're ready to put in the work. They're getting him out there. And shoot, they're giving him an opportunity, in my eyes, to even compete with Logan Woodside, who's nobody has dethroned him from the backup quarterback position in the last couple of years. And it looks like they're maybe even giving him the opportunity to do that.